Command, brush 32.
A brush fire broke out on North River Mountain near Slanesville just before noon on Sunday, April 18th. I'm Greg Larry for HampshireReview.com. The fire, which burned an estimated 8 to 10 acres, was called in by a neighbor who had noticed the smoke. Firefighters arrived and fought the fire through the night and had the blaze contained and under control by Monday morning. The reason for the blaze is still under investigation. The Slanesville Fire Company, along with Springfield, Augusta, Romney, Levels, Paw Paw, Gainsboro, Reynolds Store, and several others helped with the blaze. Several firefighters had been on the scene for 24 hours. The fire was located in a difficult-to-access area. The blaze was on steep mountain terrain nearly 3 miles off Route 127. It could only be reached by a rugged private road.
Wow. Pothole would feel good compared to these babies.
The land's owner, Mr. Whitaker, was at the scene of the blaze.
Is this the first fire you've been through?
No. We had one year, 15, 20 years ago, just joining this. Lightning set it. I've been through it, but my days is gone. I was fighting
Your days of firefighting are over, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
The firefighters initially used a pond near the fire to douse the blaze, but it was quickly drained and they were forced to transport by tanker water that was siphoned from a creek beside the highway. The equipment used to suction water from the creek is shown here. The pump system, which costs upwards of $50,000, is vital to area firehouses. Thanks to Mike Krause of the Office of Emergency Management and the area firehouses, I was able to go to the site of the brush fire early Monday and see firsthand how fires of this nature are fought. Veteran firefighter Bob Johnson of the Slanesville Fire Department talked about fighting brush fires.
How many guys are up there now fighting?
There's at least 18 up there. Last night we was over 35, I think.
Oh, wow. Alrighty, I'm ready to give her a go when you are.
Right. Bob Johnson, I'm with Slanesville Fire Company.
Bob, a pretty rough fight up there last night?
Yeah. After we stayed up there until we were out in it until midnight out in the woods, and then we had people stay up all night. I was one of them.
Is this road, is it pretty much a fire road or logging trail?
The private owner's hunting road. The hunting road for the private owners, and they also logged it up here.
Okay, we're up here to Fire Central on top of the ridge. Bob, would you say it's under control at this point?
Yes, it's under control as long as, and I don't think the wind's going to hurt us now. We've only got just the largest stuff to put out, so there's no leaves, you know, that kind of stuff, and that's already burned all that stuff away. As you can tell, it's down at the bottom, the fire burnt down to the path where we dug it out, and then went under the rock and went over and started up on the other side of the road. A line around it, that way you don't have, as long as you get rid of the debris in the path, which you see right here, there's no path around it. Maybe on the outside away a little bit. This is the side they were having so much trouble with last night. They were down here until, this is the side they were down here until about midnight trying to put out enough where we could construct it. To control them, you've actually got to get a line around them. You got to take and estimate how fast the fire's burning first before you even try to put a line, because you don't want the fire to catch up with you at the line.
Now, when you say a line, it's sort of a perimeter.
A perimeter.
And you dig it.
You down to bare dirt. Wider the better. A lot of times you can't get it but 2 foot because of the rocks, but most of the time you try to get it anywhere from 5 to 6, 7 feet wide. And then after you get the line, well, you work on the line constantly. And as you're doing that, you're trying to establish water supply. All that's going through your head actually as you come down the road. Where you're going to get the water, you know, who can help supply the water, how many different companies it's going to take. You know, we put the hoses down. As you come down, you spray right alongside of it. Forestry tells you to let it burn to the where you dug it out, keep the fuel from on the inside. Any trees that's standing, I know you just seen one fall, but last night you could take and see them real good because anything that the sparks fly out of, you want down. That one there probably wouldn't be a bad idea to cut, just because of the fact that it might be burning on the inside of that one. This one here looks solid. Okay. Chainsaw man is usually in front or behind. Most of the time they're in front, cutting the path, and then we got the leaf blowers blowing the leaves out, and a rake like this one here to dig, open up, or move the sticks that you can't pick up. You know, you don't want to pick up. You put anything that's charred or black back into the burning area, and anything that's not, you get out of the burning area. Wind is our enemy. Of course, elevation here is too, because of the fact that it's a natural chimney pulling it up the hill. Even if you don't have wind, it'll go up. It likes to go uphill. It don't like going down. It'll definitely go up real quick. But see here, here's another widowmaker.
Oh.
That one there, actually, I wouldn't stand where you're at.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
That's just kind of hanging there in the air. And that one there, actually, I'm going to bet you, yeah, that thing there burnt 20 years ago.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's a survivor from the last fire. Ain't that cool?
Yeah, she's leaning up against that other one.
Yeah.
Look at the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm. And even with the wetness, you see here where the fire's still burning. In there, in there. There's a lot of fire in there yet. But that's a lot of steam there too.
One causes of these brush fires like this, a lot is it burning and stuff like that?
Well, most of them is burning their brush, burning their house trash, which is burning trash in West Virginia is illegal. But you get a lot of that. People not staying with their fires. That's the biggest thing. Adults smoking and throwing down their cigarette or throwing them out the road. That's what happened right up the road here the other Friday. Somebody threw a cigarette out.
And of course they call in if they got a problem.
Right.
But if they're going to do it, it's good to let you know ahead of time.
Right. If they have a problem, they got to call 911. But beforehand, if they call 304-822-6000, and the ladies up there will take their information. And if there's a call anywhere in the area that is a fire, or called in as a fire or a lot of smoke, then they'll call them that resident and say, okay, are you still burning or whatever. Of course, they ask you to call and tell them when you're not burning, you know, when you're finished.
I think it's pretty much under control now.
Wind doesn't pick up.
Yeah, as long as the wind doesn't pick up, we need more manpower. Yeah, we started alerting. I heard Chief 3 on the air. Chief 3 command, you need anything? Duh. Yeah, come on up. We need you, man. Best thing I heard all day.